Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the FastBrakes caliper adapters on your car. Now without these adapters, the big brake kit that I have for my car is useless. I won't be able to mount it up. So that's why today I'm going to be installing it and mounting it on the car, which means that I'll be one step closer to installing the calipers and the new rotors and everything on the car. So if you take a look at the brakes that I have on the car right now, you can see that we've got the cross-drilled and ventilated rotors, our brake pads, and our single piston caliper behind it. Now in our last video, we installed the stainless steel brake lines, and today we're going to be getting one step closer and we're going to be installing the bracket adapters for these calipers. Now the bracket adapters right here are made for my Honda, and they're made so that the caliper right here will attach to the back side of the knuckle that I have currently mounted on the car. So FastBrakes.com was nice enough to send me the brackets, a hub-centric ring, the two brake bolts that'll attach the adapter right here onto the knuckle, and they also sent me zinc-coated bolts that'll attach the caliper up to the bracket. Now without this, my car will not be able to use these brakes. So the only way that these work is those two big caliper bolts are going to feed at the top of it and attach on the back side of the adapter, right in those holes. From there, you're going to have these two bolts that are going to attach on the side of it that are going to attach this bracket up to the knuckle. So first things first, we're going to have to remove the two bolts that are attaching the entire caliper and the caliper bracket onto the back side of the knuckle. So there's going to be two bolts, one down here on the bottom and another one up here. So once you take them both out, the caliper and the bracket are going to come free from the car. So with those two bolts removed, grab your caliper and hang it from the upper control arm just so that there's no stress on the brake line. You then are going to have to remove the rotor from the car. Now for my car, I need to remove the two little screws that are attaching the rotor onto the hub. Now if they're tight in there, you're going to need to get an impact screwdriver, but otherwise you should just be able to use a screwdriver and remove them both. With them removed, you should be able to just pull on the rotor and the entire thing will be able to come off. So before we grab the bracket and install it on the car, we're going to need to make sure that the mounting surface, so right here, is going to be clean and level for both sides. That way, the caliper is going to be mounted properly and it's not going to be uneven. To get it done, I'm going to be using an impact driver with a wire wheel, and I'm going to be removing all of the imperfections and dirt found on both ends. So now that we have a good mounting position for the bracket back there, we still have one problem, and that's clearance. So for my car, I've got a brake dust shield right here, and it's actually going to be in the way when we install our new rotor. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than this, so we're going to have to push this out of the way up top and also down here on the bottom. Now with that being said, you're going to have to get rid of any clearance and any brake dust shield that's going to be in the way for our bracket to mount up, because this has to mount on the back side in there and the shield can't be interfering with it. So now that I kind of banged it out of the way with a hammer, this actually isn't going to be in the way. So I can grab the bracket, mount it up, and have it so the bolts are going to thread right through both the top and the bottom. So next up is threading the bolts through both the top and bottom of the bracket. So with it lined up on the top and bottom, you can grab the bolt and the zinc coated washer and feed it on the top and bottom. Now you have to make sure that you do this before you put the rotor on, because if you put the rotor on first, you're not going to have access to threading these bolts on because it's actually going to be in the way. So now that they're in, grab your 19mm ratchet and tighten down both the top and bottom bolts. Alright, so next up is going to be the hub-centric ring. Now usually you'll have a hub-centric ring for the rim on the car, but because we're using a different size rotor, we need a hub-centric ring for the rotor. So it's going to go on here on the hub, and if you get it to slide over it, it'll just snap on, just like that. And then at that point, you're going to be able to put your rotor on and it's not going to move. So with the brake rotor mounted and one lug nut on just to secure it in place, we then need to see if our new brake caliper is going to mount up behind there without interfering with the brake dust shield. And from the looks of it, just with holding it up, it seems like we're in the clear. So with that being said, we now need to remove the brake caliper from the brake line that's attached on the back with the banjo bolt, and then we'll be able to mount up our new brake caliper up onto here.
Now, just as a final note, if I were you guys, if you guys are looking at getting a big brake kit for your car, before you buy anything, I would message FastBrakes.com, the guys from there that hooked me up with the brackets, and see what they have for brakes. The reason being is that if you want to retrofit a bigger set of brake calipers on your car when it's not meant to, you might run into problems. So that's why if you contact them, they probably have run into the exact same situation as you, and they've probably gotten many people asking. So it maybe you're installing, I don't know, Cadillac CTS-V brakes on your Mitsubishi Lancer. It could be, I don't know, whatever it be in the world. I don't know if that would work, but if you message them, they might be able to help you out. So I was lucky enough to get these parts donated to me, and it was actually all thanks to FastBrakes.com. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything regarding this video, throw them down in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to help. Again, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to install, what am I doing?